continually rising for the past few years. However, this isn't stopping automotive manufacturers from building fuel-efficient compact cars. Kia's Forte has been in its second generation since 2014 and looks to substantially improve its sales with a revised Forte for 2017. So let's go ahead and take a closer look and check out this 2017 Kia Forte. Now the Forte essentially comes in two different body styles. You have the sedan model, and then you have the Forte 5, which is the hatchback, which is what we have here. And the 5 stands for 5-door. Now for 2017, they did give the Forte and the Forte 5 a mid-cycle refresh, which includes new headlight designs as well as taillights, and then they also added in more features too, more safety technologies. But I don't really like our wheels we have here. I think they're fairly conservative looking. You have 16-inch alloy wheels, but on higher end trim levels you can get different wheel designs. We have an LX model with the popular package, which also includes push button start, and then you have the upgraded infotainment system. Now here goes the key fob design for the vehicle. You have a smart key, of course, which goes along with the push button start. You have the lock, unlock to release your trunk, and then your panic alarm. Now this color of the Forte is known as the Crimson Red. You also do have smart key access on the driver's door and the front passenger door. And like I said, this comes with the popular package that comes with the LX model. You also do have a full-on black cloth interior and a manual driver's seat with manual recline. Now stepping on inside of the Forte here, step-in height is fairly low, of course, and most people like crossovers because the step-in height is a little higher, and then also they like the high up driving position. That's why crossovers are selling so well nowadays. But I really do like the dash layout of the Forte here because I love how the controls are facing more towards the driver, and it's a okay looking design. It's certainly modern, but it's not dated. Now you do have push button ignition. Just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start. And what you're hearing there is a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine. Coming to your transmission, pretty standard stuff here. 6-speed automatic with manual shiftability. When you put the vehicle into reverse, that'll display your rear view camera with guidance lines. No trajectory though. And your parking brake is located right here. Let's go ahead and turn on the headlights, as well as the fogs and the hazards. Let's go ahead and check out the exterior of the Forte. Automatic driver's side window, and the front passenger window is also automatic. Let's go and pop up the hood and check out the engine bay. Now the Forte 5 competes in a pretty competitive class against vehicles like the Ford Focus hatchback, and you also do have the new Honda Civic hatchback too, as well as the Chevrolet Cruze hatchback. Hatchbacks are starting to make a comeback nowadays. Coming up front here, you'll find halogen projector beam headlights. LED accenting lights are also available, and you have your fogs down below. And of course, we have the Kia Tiger Nose front grille. Now powering the Forte here is a 2-liter 4-cylinder gas direct injection, producing 164 horsepower at 6,200 RPM and 151 pound-feet of torque at 4,000 RPM, with EPA estimates being an okay 25 in the city and 34 on the highway. Now on the sedan models, you do get a less powerful 2-liter 4-cylinder, and then on the Forte 5 here, there's also an availability of a 1.6-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that's mated with a 7-speed dual clutch transmission, which I recommend getting. This 2-liter 4-cylinder we have here just doesn't have impressive fuel economy numbers here, and compact cars are all about fuel economy. Now, competitors of the Forte 5, you have the vehicles in the compact hatchback category. This includes the likes of the Honda Civic hatchback, Ford Focus hatchback. You can also possibly look at the Volkswagen Golf. And then you also do have the Subaru Impreza hatchback. There's plenty of hatchbacks out there, as well as the Chevrolet Cruze hatchback too. You have a chrome exhaust tip, which is nice. You also have a rear window wiper and a third brake light. Pretty sleek looking design in the rear. And then the higher end SX trim comes with LED taillights, which look fantastic. EPA estimates, like I said, 25 city, 34 highway. And total vehicle price for our particular one is $21,000. Not too shabby. And the final assembly point for this vehicle, of course, is in Korea. And the overall vehicle score from the government 5-star safety ratings hasn't been rated yet. All of your basic powered accessories, power windows, power door locks, and power mirrors. What I like about them is that they also power fold. Really don't see that feature on too many vehicles for $21,000. Interior quality in the Forte 5 here is certainly okay, but it's certainly not the best. But you do have a hard touch upper door panel, and then as well as the mid door panel too. The armrest is nice and soft touch, at least with nice stitching. On top of the instrument panel, it's all hard touch plastic, but at least this portion is soft touch. Materials are average for the class, but build quality is also average too. I mean, there's nothing too impressive in terms of interior quality with the Forte. The best interior in this class belongs to the Ford Focus or the Honda Civic in terms of build quality and materials. Now coming to the steering wheel design, steering wheel is okay looking. It's Kia's last generation steering wheel design, but you do have steering wheel mounted audio controls, voice recognition, Bluetooth phone controls. I like how it's a 3-spoke steering wheel design here though. And then you have your cruise control, and then your controls for the driver information center, which shows all of your basic vehicle information, including your trip odometer, your music, shows you what audio source is playing, and then you have your service intervals, many different settings that you could change here from the door lights. And you can also view your fuel economy numbers too. Then you have your digital speedometer, which is pretty cool, and then your fuel range. But overall, fairly basic looking driver information center. You also do have intermittent windshield wipers, of course. Down here, you have a little storage cubby with 2 12-volt power outlets, a USB charging port, and an auxiliary input. Then you have dual cup holders. An okay amount of center console storage with this removable tray. Not too bad. Seats are fairly comfortable in the Forte. They provide an okay amount of support. Thigh support is not too shabby, and they're very plush and soft. Visibility out of the Forte 5 is okay. Seeing out of the front windows is really easy, and I love that little front quarter window, which helps out a little bit. But when you get to rearward visibility, it can be a little bit of a challenge, but at least most trims do come with a rear view camera. You also do have a manually dimming rear view mirror, sunglass container, and your map lights. AC controls are pretty easy to figure out, intuitive. Big old traditional knobs and buttons here, fan speeds, and your different zones as well as your temperatures. Now coming to your infotainment system and the main head unit. Now this is the optional 7-inch touchscreen that comes with the popular package on the LX models. Now your different audio sources do include all of the norm. We do have AM, FM, XM satellite radio. You can also record, and you do have iTunes tagging. You have USB port with iPod integration, all that good stuff, and your auxiliary input. And this is your home screen right here. And you can access pretty much anything, like all your menus. And I love how you could swipe like this. It feels very natural. It feels like a tablet. You also do have your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto capability, and Sirius XM data, which gives you things like weather, sports, stocks, fuel prices, and movies. And then you have your onboard Wi-Fi, UVO e-services. You could change the display settings. Then you have your SoundHound voice commands, quick guide, which gives you a little guide on how to use the system. Then you also do have your phone, Bluetooth phone.
Turn Bluetooth.
You can hook up your Bluetooth phone and have all of your contacts stored on here and have an integrated dial pad. And then your UVO e-services, which gives you access to things like roadside assistance, vehicle diagnostics, My Car Zone, your parking minder. But you have to have a subscription, of course. Overall, I love this 7-inch touchscreen here. I wish it was a little bit more vibrant in its colors, but overall, it's not too bad. It's fairly intuitive, and I love that it comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You have your glove box compartment. And you also have another digital clock up here too. Now, as far as the way the Forte 5 drives, now this is certainly not going to be an engaging car to drive. Now, the handling and the steering are pretty average. I mean, there's nothing too noteworthy about it. I mean, you can feel for where this vehicle is trying to go, but it certainly won't set your soul on fire or anything like that. The 2-liter 4-cylinder engine does provide a decent amount of power, however, more than average for a little 4-cylinder engine in terms of its power when you compare it to other vehicles in the rest of the class with their base 4-cylinder engines. But the fuel economy is really disappointing, especially for a compact car. It should be a lot better, but I certainly recommend going with that 1.6-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder if you are looking for a little bit more fun, as that provides a little bit more power. And then also you get that 7-speed dual clutch transmission, which is a much better transmission than this ordinary 6-speed automatic here. Now, don't get me wrong, this 6-speed automatic is really responsive, but it just doesn't give a whole lot of driver engagement to the Forte 5. It doesn't create a joyful driving experience. But the 7-speed with the turbocharged engine is so much better. The ride quality is also quite firm. It's not as cushy as some other cars. If you're looking for a more comfortable ride quality, I suggest checking out the Toyota Corolla. But the Forte 5 here is just average in terms of its driving dynamics. I mean, there's nothing special about it, nothing that stands out for it. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle. Cargo space isn't too bad. The rear seats do fold down, of course, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. And you have a cargo net. Build quality and materials do follow through in the rear. Still soft touch on the armrest, hard touch on the door panels. Rear seats fold down just by pulling on this little tab right here. Pretty easy, 60-40 split. Now, sitting back here on the Forte 5, okay amount of leg room. Lots of headroom, however. You do have a single map pocket as well as an armrest with cup holders. And all of the headrests are adjustable for that. That's really nice. I love that. And the seats are a little firm. A lot more firm than the front seats. All right. So with its many standard and optional features available, its value-minded price, and its available 1.6-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that delivers pretty good power and decent fuel economy, the 2017 Kia Forte 5 makes for an okay choice for a compact hatchback. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.